everybody, Ace Channel here, and welcome back to another episode of MetroMania. We are in the second of our semi-finals. The tournament is nearing its end. Last week, Cynthia dispatched the undefeatable Leon to take her place, representing the good side in the final, but now we need to find her a lovely evil opponent from the antagonist bracket. Is it gonna be Team Aqua's Archie, or is it gonna be Team Plasma's GHETSIS? Let's go. Or is it GHETSIS? Here we go! It's GHETSIS versus Archie. GHETSIS begins with Hydreigon and a Pokemon I did not see, Eelektross. And of course, Archie starting with Dondozo and Muck. Kicking things off, we've got Hydreigon with the Waterfalls into Muck for a little bit of chip damage there. Does not get that 10% confusion chance. Over to Eelektross now, who is going to go for Luster Purge into Dondozo there for a decent chunk of damage. Dondozo with 169 remaining. Nice. Gets the special defense drop on the Dondozo side there. And now Muck is going to go for Thunderfang into the electric type Eelektross, so it does absolutely barely anything, but any damage is better than no damage at this stage of the game. Everything to play for. Here is Quick Attack from Dondozo into Hydreigon. Decent damage for a Quick Attack, and that's because it wasn't Hydreigon, it was Zoroark all along, but the illusion has now ended. So let's see what Zoroark is going to do here. Going to go for role play and copy the ability of Muck. I mean, your ability is useless now, so you might as well take someone else's. So now it has Stentch, which means that its moves that don't normally have a flinch chance now have a chance to make the opponent... It's like having a King's Rock built in, isn't it? Something like that. But it's rubbish because it's always on Pokemon that are dirt slow. Guess it works in Trick Room. And here we have Muck's move failing. Headlong Rush, though, super effective from Eelektross. Takes down Muck in the second turn. A critical hit Headlong Rush into a Muck. That is disgusting. Down goes the defense and special defense of Eelektross by one stage apiece, and down goes Muck completely. The first casualty of this semi-final contest in MetroMania Season 14. We now have Dondozo going for Aqua Tail. That will have same type attack bonus. Big damage into Zoroark there as Weezing comes out for the Archie side to try and pick up the slack where Muck left off. GHETSIS' Zoroark is going to go for Growl and lower the attack stat of both opponents by one stage apiece there. So if you're keeping score, Dondozo, -1 attack, -1 special defense as well. Here comes Weezing, though, now, who's going to go for Slash as its first move of the battle. I don't know what it's slashing with. It's literally a ball of gas. But Eelektross took some decent damage there. No critical hit of the Slash. You hate to see it. Malignant Chain coming out. Shades of Pecharunt, the brand new mythical, into Dondozo for some decent damage there as Dondozo looks to fire back with Crush Grip into Zoroark. And not really enough to take it down there. That Growl paying dividends for Zoroark there as it gets ready with its retaliation. Goes for Psychic Noise. Big damage into Weezing, and Weezing is also prevented from using healing moves or any kind of healing in general for the next couple of turns. Speaking of Weezing, it's getting ready with the metronome right now. What's it going to select? Goes for Scold into Eelektross there for a decent chunk of damage, bringing it down to less than half HP and getting the burn as well. Why don't you burn that subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you don't miss my content? It comes out eventually, doesn't it? Just like Hydro Steam coming out. Anything you can do, I can do better, apparently, says Eelektross. Down goes Weezing from the Hydro Steam. Shades of Walking Wake there. And now Dondozo has to finish off this turn once again all by itself as it goes for Strength Sap into Zoroark there. Great play. Going to absorb a little stage of the attack and then use that attack stat as the number to heal with. And look at that, Dondozo nearly back at full HP after that. Strength Sap is a broken move and I love it. Thank the Lord that not many people get it. I just realized Tatsugiri coming out for Archie, which means we're actually finally going to get some commander action. Tatsugiri jumping into Dondozo's mouth, taking control, giving it the Omni Boost, its attack, its special attack, its speed, its defense, and its special defense. I don't know why it shows in that order when normally it's defenses and then speed, but who cares? All raising 2 stages apiece. What a great play there by Archie. Here's a Fire Pledge from Zoroark, but it goes into the Tatsugiri slot, which for the time being is going to be unavailable to damage because it's protected by the giant body that is Dondozo. Some would argue Dondozo should really take that damage, but that would be super broken. Eelektross goes down to an Energy Ball from Dondozo, so GHETSIS finally loses a Pokemon. Archie finally trying to claw back some kind of momentum as we see the real Hydreigon enter the field there. That's not confusing at all, Zoroark. Speaking of, Zoroark goes for Brick Break into the Tatsugiri slot once again. Zoroark just really can't understand that Tatsugiri is not there for a Pokemon that's all about illusions, it's getting pretty confused by this one. Here's Terrain Pulse, but no terrain in effect, so Dondozo doesn't take a lot of damage there from Hydreigon, but Dondozo now looks to reply with Dragon Breath. That's a hell of a reply there into Hydreigon, nearly half its max HP. Dondozo not the best special attacker, but that +2 boost paying dividends. Although Psych Up from Zoroark is a great play there. So now Zoroark has copied the Omni Boost that the double Omni Boost that Dondozo has. Hydreigon going for Fissure. We saw one of those last week, but Dondozo avoids it. 30% accuracy go brrr. And now we have Dondozo once again, who's going to go for Assurance into Zoroark, and it is enough with that boosted attack to take Zoroark down. So now we are 2 Pokemon down apiece. 4 Pokemon each side left to go. And Tatsugiri is sitting pretty inside its best mate's mouth. Sneasler joins the field for GHETSIS here. What is it going to do is it's now the fastest thing on the field, since, it's faster than Dondozo, even with the +2 attack boost. Goes for Ember into the Tatsugiri slot. Oh, this is not going well for GHETSIS right now. What's Hydreigon going to do here? It's going to go for Clear Smog and remove all the stat changes from Dondozo. That is amazing. Brilliant play there by Hydreigon, and Dondozo is going to follow up with a Circle Throw. That'll kick Hydreigon off the field. Well, while Hydreigon takes a trip back into its Pokeball, let's take a little moment to hear from our sponsors. Allow me to take a moment to talk about the wonderful sweet nectar that is GFuel. You guys know I love GFuel. I've been drinking it for years and years now, and I absolutely love it. And it gives me that energy that I need to get through each and every day. It really does help me so much, and I'm so glad that we are still sponsored with them after 4 years. We're in our 5th year now, lads. That's friggin' amazing for us. The quick rundown on GFuel for those not initiated: it's an energy formula. It has barely any calories, 0 sugar, and a whole heap of wonderful flavors like the lovely Dancing Dragon that I'm drinking today. That's the Mortal Kombat 1 flavor, and it's absolutely bloody banging. It's dragon fruit and mango, mate. And the best part is you can help support this channel by using our channel's code, which is ACE, to save yourself 20% off your GFuel order, and some items are even 30%, depending on just the month in general and what they feel like putting on 30%. It's pretty cool. And thank you in advance to everybody that uses code ACE to help save money on the GFuel order, because it really does support this channel. It's the single best way you can support us, so thank you very much. Oh, that really is my favorite flavor right now as well. I love this flavor so much. Get Dancing Dragon. I'm telling you right now, you will not be disappointed. Remember though, GFuel is for over 18s only because it contains caffeine, and children don't need to be anywhere near caffeine because they're annoying enough as it is. And because it contains caffeine, drink it responsibly. Don't be a dickhead. And here we are. So the Circle Throw replaces Hydreigon with King Gambit there. So just keep in mind, Hydreigon has not fainted. It was removed from the battlefield by Circle Throw. It still has some HP. Not a lot, but it's there. Sludge Bomb from Sneasler goes into the Tatsugiri slot once again as King Gambit's first move of the battle goes for Soak into a water type. That's very, very unfortunate there for King Gambit. And now we have Dondozo, who's going to go for Brine into King Gambit. Could have done more damage if not for the fact that King Gambit has more than half its max HP left. That's where Brine is best used. Here's Payday into the Tatsugiri slot. Even I'm getting sick of that now. But what are the chances of the Tatsugiri slot, of Tatsugiri getting into battle at the same time as Dondozo? Dragon Claw, bringing Dondozo down to less than half its max HP. King Gambit definitely knows its target. And we see double kick from Dondozo into Sneasler there. It's not very effective. That poison type resisting the fighting type move double kick there. But now it's over to Sneasler to see what its response to that disrespect is. And it's going to go for Spatial Rend. Shades of Palkia there. Not a great deal of damage because, after all, it is a Sneasler. But at the same time, great play. Here we have King Gambit now, who's going to go for Belly Drum. If ever there was a scary Pokemon, I think Belly Drum King Gambit is definitely high up the list. It's now at +6 attack. Dondozo needs to do something to this King Gambit ASAP, but it goes for a not very effective Mega Trade into Sneasler. They're just trading little love taps at the moment. Meanwhile, King Gambit is ready to go. If that selects a physical attack, it's probably over for Dondozo here. We got Matcha Gotcha coming out from Sneasler there. That is the signature move of... Oh, Dondozo avoids it. It's the signature move of Sinistra and Poltergeist. That's the one. Here's Leaf Blade from King Gambit. That would have been awful if it wasn't into the Tatsugiri slot. Dondozo dodged a very, very strong bullet there. Dondozo, though, is going to go for Flare Blitz into Sneasler there for a huge chunk of damage. Sneasler down into the orange. Little bit of recoil damage on Dondozo. Lucky for Sneasler, no burn. And now Sneasler's ready with Shore Up. What a great play. Signature move of Palisand and Sandygast there. Great play. Restoring 50% of its HP. I think it has more HP now than it had before the Flare Blitz. Here's Venoshock coming out from King Gambit once again into the Tatsugiri slot. So Dondozo gets another opportunity to fire off a free attack, and it's going to go for Spirit Shackle into Sneasler. It really has it out for the Sneasler, but not a great deal of damage done. But Sneasler now can't escape. Although I wonder if that, I assume U-turn and stuff like that ignores that probably. Here's Harden from Sneasler. It says if I'm not going to escape, then I'm going to increase my defense, so you can't do too much to me. As we now see King Gambit. And what is King Gambit going to do here? Going to go for Mega Kick. Would you believe it? It's gone into the Tatsugiri slot. That's insane. That absolutely never happens in MetroMania. Dondozo now going for Aqua Ring. What a great play there. Aqua Ring basically giving it invisible leftovers. So it's going to be able to heal up its HP at the end of every turn. Fantastic play there by Archie's Dondozo. We have Sneasler coming out with a Fire Punch. I'm not even going to say it this time. You know where it went. Silly Billy. I mean, you're probably reading the text on the screen. So yeah, of course you know where it went. Here's King Gambit with a Drill Run though into Dondozo. Didn't get the crit on it though, so not enough to take down Dondozo. And now Dondozo's going to go for Stone Axe into Sneasler. It didn't do a great deal of damage, but it did put Sneasler finally back down to less than half its max HP and put Stealth Rocks in the surrounding area, which is going to be bad for when GHETSIS wants to bring in that Baxcalibur that it's got in the back, pretending it's Kyurem. And now Sneasler's going to go for a Poison Jab with same time attack bonus. Dondozo finally goes down. Dondozo is done. I wish there was an animation for Tatsugiri coming out of Dondozo's mouth. I don't know why it just appears out of nowhere. Like, you programmed Gulp Missile for Cramorant, but you didn't program Tatsugiri being released from the map. It annoys me. But anyway, I bet Tatsugiri's really annoyed with that bloody Will-O-Wisp coming out from the King Gambit there. It's already got a timer on itself, and it's probably still quite pissed about its friend going away. But here's Crawdaunt. Archie finally can do 2 attacks per turn, and GHETSIS is probably happy. It can finally stop missing attacks just for a Pokemon being in another Pokemon's mouth. That takedown did a great deal of damage there. Little bit of recoil damage to Sneasler itself, but Crawdaunt already feeling the effects. Steel Wing, though, avoided by King Gambit, so poor Tatsugiri didn't even get to do anything. But physical attack with a burn, never a great idea unless it's Facade. Fusion Flare from Crawdaunt, though, into King Gambit is going to be super effective and take it out of contention. Now we have 3 Pokemon left apiece. This has been neck and neck all day. This is a fantastic semi-final, and there's more burn damage for Archie's Tatsugiri as GHETSIS sends out Hydreigon, who's very low on HP, and takes some Stealth Rock damage as well. So it's basically one small hit away from being knocked out. Here's a Howl, though, a last-ditch effort to get some power out of this very, very much weakened Hydreigon. Well done to Sneasler, raising both its and its partner's attack stat by 1 stage apiece. Speaking of Hydreigon, it's going to go for Entrainment and give Tatsugiri Levitate. I mean, Tatsugiri's commander ability at this point is completely pointless, so you've just done Tatsugiri a really big favor. That's very generous. Speaking of Tatsugiri, here it comes with its metronome. It's going to go for Mortal Spin, which is going to poison the Hydreigon there. Not doing a great deal of damage, but the poison will tick over and take Hydreigon out of contention at the end of the turn. If Crawdaunt doesn't have something to say about it first, Crawdaunt's going to go for Night Slash into the Sneasler. Not very effective, but still a decent amount of damage there, even without the crit. I think the crit would have taken it down. Hydreigon succumbs to the poison damage and is out of this competition. And now it's all up to GHETSIS' Sneasler and his soon-to-be-on-the-field Baxcalibur, as Tatsugiri takes just a little bit more burn damage there. But this is getting very, very close. You can see the twilight of this battle is coming in, is coming soon. We see Stealth Rock damage into Baxcalibur as it enters the field, and now an attack order. Oh, massive damage there from Sneasler with the attack order into Tatsugiri. It would have been absolutely detrimental for Crawdaunt there. The circle throw isn't going to switch Tatsugiri out this time. It's just going to completely knock it out. So Baxcalibur already taking a KO on its first turn. Here's Crawdaunt now, who's going to go for Rock Smash. Super effective into Baxcalibur. puts it down to half its max HP and lowers its defense by 1 stage. Now we see Mightyena entering the field for Archie as his final Pokemon, and the Intimidate is going to lower the attack stat of Sneasler back down to neutral and Baxcalibur down to -1. Here comes Sneasler now for GHETSIS, going to go for Swagger into Crawdaunt. That could be Archie's undoing right there. Up goes Crawdaunt's attack by 2 stages, but more importantly, it is going to be confused, and its confusion damage is going to do more because its attack stat has gone up. Here we see Baxcalibur now going for Forest's Curse into Crawdaunt, adding the grass type to it, so it's now dark and grass, 4 times weak to bug, and water. That's complicated. Here is Mightyena now with a Power Whip. It's enough. It's not very effective, but it's enough to take down Sneasler. This is all up to Baxcalibur for the GHETSIS side. But bear in mind, Archie's Crawdaunt, as we see, is confused. Will it fight through that confusion? It doesn't, and it hits itself for massive damage, but it's not out yet. But you've got to expect 1 more of those hits, and Crawdaunt will take itself out. As Baxcalibur slows itself down, but goes for the Curse. It's going to raise its attack back up to neutral, lower its speed by 1 stage, and of course raise its defense by 1 stage, which makes up for the Rock Smash from earlier. So it's back to neutral for most things. Drill Peck, though, not a great deal of damage there to Baxcalibur from Mightyena, but it's just enough to chip away at it. Crawdaunt is going to ignore the confusion, though. What's it going to do with this opportunity? It's going to go for Magic Powder, and it's going to turn Baxcalibur from a Dragon and Ice type into a pure Psychic type. I mean, sure, boss, whatever you're into. Here comes Mightyena now, who's going to go for super effective Foul Play, though, into Baxcalibur. Super effective because it's now a Psychic type. Baxcalibur goes down, GHETSIS is out, and Archie is advancing to the final. What a performance by the Team Aqua leader there. We finally have an opponent for Cynthia in the final, and it's going to be Archie. Your good side is Cynthia, your evil side is Archie. Next week's the final. It's going to be amazing. Thank you as always to our wonderful Ace Trainer Ultra XL members: Bro Metapod, Purple Dragonair, Toy Bonnie, Gear Overlord, Mumbai Cobra, Night Angel, Gamer Guy Mike, Cap Rider, Blue Malamu, and Bogey Taker. Your support on this channel means the absolute world to me. Don't forget, guys, use code ACE for 20% off GFuel, and until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.